Welcome back to day two of the Drive-In Exploitation Challenge. You got in four films today. First up is Vampire's Kiss, 1988, directed by that guy named Robert Bierman, who I don't know that he had any other. He had a small list of credits, but and not all those are horror. This actually, the Vampire's Kiss look like the only horror title. This is a tour de force of Nicolas Cage. If you if you haven't seen this movie, then you really haven't seen Nicolas Cage at what I think is his best. He plays an advertising executive that has some wild sex with Jennifer Beal, flash dances Jennifer Beal, and he turns into a vampire. And it's not 100% clear whether it's real or just in his mind, but he just goes nuts and. By doing so, he entertains you for 90 minutes. He is truly crazy and just unplugged. I loved it. I mean, I think it's not a great film, but I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Very, very entertaining watch. Highly recommended. That's Vampire's Kiss. This is a Scream Factory double feature that has an audio commentary track with Nicolas Cage and the director, which I'm looking forward to checking out at some point. And it's also got High Spirits, which I've never seen. All right. Next up is a Grindhouse multi-pack from Code Red. I've watched three of these films tonight. And first up is Hot Nights on the Campus. That's 1966, kind of a nudie cutie type film. It's probably the best of the first three that I watched. Stars a blonde bombshell named Gigi Darlene, who actually ended up becoming kind of a real estate agent in South Florida. But she did a bunch of these nudie cuties in the late '60s. I think it was directed by a guy named Tony Orlando, that no relation to Tony Orlando and Dawn from this, for those that are from the '70s, tie yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Tony Orlando, yeah, that's not him. But basically, Gigi plays this girl that's having she got two lovers basically, and she gets pregnant by one, and it's a decent story. I mean, it's softcore TNA is what it is, but it actually has a plot and a storyline. It just probably runs its course in terms of length. It's a little long, but not bad. I can't complain too much about it. Then I watched The Velvet Trap. Now, this is 1968 film, and it's another nudie cutie. This one basically is about a waitress that gets raped by this guy, the short order cook, and the rape causes her to just kind of go off into kind of some shady territory with a bunch of different guys. She ends up doing nude photo shoots and things like that. It's a kind of an excuse to have girls in various states of undress, and it's kind of a nudie, roughy type thing, but it's not. It's really tame. It was 1968. A guy named Ken Kennedy directed it, and he didn't do anything other than this, as far as I can tell. Not a particularly memorable. Well, he did Iron Angel too. That was another film he did, but that's it. And then the last film of the night was The Tale of the Dean's Wife, which is about an hour-long film from 1970, directed by a guy named Ben Anivis, who this is his only screen credit, and I can see why. This one's got a bunch of buxom babes in it. Luann Roberts is in it, and Luann Roberts, I believe, was in Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, of all things. So, and a bunch of other films like Prison Girls and things like that. But basically, what you've got is a psychedelic LSD type trip, lots of simulated orgies, and then you kind of round it out with the dean getting blackmailed because he's been caught with a bunch of women at an orgy. I mean, it's a lot of tits. That's basically all it is. It's 1 hour of tits. I give it a 4 out of 10. So that is going to wrap up day 2, and I appreciate you watching. Thanks.